welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been so long since I posted. I'm really sorry about that. I've been so unproductive during lockdown. I know lockdown's coming to an end now, but I feel like lockdown's just had such an effect on my productivity. But never mind, I'm back today. So my name's Eleanor, and if you're new here, I post about psychology and careers in psychology and wanting to be a clinical psychologist. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about formulation. I wanted to make this video for quite a while because I think it is such a big topic in psychology. I had never heard of formulation on my undergraduate degree, so all the way through my undergraduate degree I'd never heard of formulation, or at least, you know, if I had heard of it, I wasn't listening.
Ooh, you're hard.
So it wasn't until my master's degree that I kind of heard about formulation and had to do an essay on formulation, or formulation was I had to write about it as part of this assignment I was doing. I did my master's straight after my undergraduate degree, so I'd kind of not had any experience before starting my master's, so to me, I'd never heard of it. I didn't really understand it, so I thought I would do a video on it because, yeah, I remember starting to hear about formulation and being like, I actually don't understand what this is, I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't really understand the point of it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and it's just kind of like a very basic video on formulation. Obviously, you know, there are books out there which I'll link below. The Johnston and Dallas formulation book I would really recommend reading. That's got way more information in, but hopefully this video will just help you kind of get an understanding of what formulation actually is, maybe be able to clear up some of the questions you have about it. So the way that I understand formulation, it's that it's an opportunity for you and the person that you're working with to kind of build up an idea of the issues that they're going through at the moment. So if you're working with a person with anxiety, it might be about building an understanding of their anxiety, you know, thinking about factors that could have induced the anxiety, and kind of working together to kind of build up this understanding of what the issue is, and then how you can help that person moving forward, what they would like from you in terms of a practitioner, and it informs the line of intervention that you're, you know, going to work with them on. Now that's quite, like I said, a really simplistic kind of way of describing formulation. Another way is kind of like, you know, when you see an individual you're going to be working with for the first time and you do an initial assessment with them, that kind of gathering of information about the person, and then you kind of come up with a formulation which is about what that person is going through, and that, like I said, directly influences the work that you'll be doing with them. The whole idea is that it, you know, is a collaborative process. It's supposed to be done kind of with the individual that you're working with, and it can kind of be a form of an intervention in its own right. It can be a really useful process for you and the person that you're working with to kind of go through the things that they're struggling with, kind of thinking about, you know, the things that they've been through in the past and why that's led to them, you know, feeling a certain way. And it's really important that you kind of check this out with the person that you're working with. You know, you don't want to be coming up with a random formulation on your own that isn't based on the person that you're working with. And actually, by going through this, it can give you and that individual a better understanding of their issues. So it can kind of be like, you know, a really useful thing to go through with them. And it's really important to continually check that as well. You know, formulations aren't static. That sort of initial understanding of somebody's presenting problems that you have to begin with might change, and it probably will. And it's really important that you check that is constantly making sense and constantly reflects them and how they see their issue, and you can, you know, amend it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something that's static. And it's really important, like I said, that kind of reflects the person that you're working with. Formulation is actually a defining quality of the process of being a clinical psychologist. Is a really, really important part of being a clinical psychologist and a psychiatrist too. I think psychiatrists also look at formulation. So yeah, it's really important to kind of get an understanding of what formulation is. And every kind of theoretical base has its own formulation. So CBT therapists have a different formulation process to psychodynamic therapists, and the kind of point of a formulation also differs on different therapies, different theoretical backgrounds. Like I said, you know, I'm not going to sit here and go over every single formulation of every single therapy today. I don't know them all. And like I said, the Johnson and Dallas book will explain that a lot better than I could. So I'll link that down below as well, just to kind of, you know, if you are really interested and want to find out more about the different ways of formulating in the different therapies. Another key kind of part of formulation is the idea of it kind of bringing in theory. So with like the individuals presenting problems, you can kind of use theory to help explain what that individual is going through. So one of the most common formulation types that you might have come across before is the 5 Ps model. So this is a CBT type of formulation. I would say that it's one that most people have heard of, and it can be a really good basis to forming a formulation. You know, there might be other things that you add to it. Wouldn't necessarily say it's, you know, a exhaustive formulation, but it can be a really good place to start. I'm really rubbish at remembering the 5 Ps off by heart because all of the words look really, really similar to me. So I'll try and remember them. So the first one is presenting, and that's kind of building up an understanding of, you know, the issues that the person is presenting with. There is predisposing. So predisposing factors are factors that make an individual potentially more vulnerable to issues like big life events, parents getting divorced, bereavements. Precipitating factors, which are kind of the triggers to a specific problem. Perpetuating problems are thinking about what is maintaining the issue for that person. And finally, protective factors are what keeps that person safe. What do they have in their life that can protect them and help them with this issue, their kind of strengths, things like that. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Like I said, that is a common formulation formula, if you like, that can be quite useful to go through with the person in order to gather an understanding of what they're going through, and then that can help lead on to the intervention and kind of what you will then be doing with that person. This has just kind of been a super quick video about what formulation is. You know, like, there are so many books and articles out there that go into formulation in a lot more detail, but I just kind of wanted to create something quite quick that hopefully will make sense. I think sometimes, you know, there's so much out there on formulation, but when you're kind of reading through it, you're like, okay, but what actually is it? Like, I don't really understand. So I'm kind of hoping that this has helped solidify the idea of formulation for you and can help be a stepping stone in you being able to find out a little bit more about it. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye!